welcome back again to our channel. So this morning I want to share with you a very great spiritual lecture. Yes, this particular video is a lecture and there are some tips in it. So there's something you will learn in this video as well. Apart from the lecture we are going to give you, please make sure you subscribe if you have not subscribed, and make sure you share this, because this is going to help a lot of people, because this thing we are going to discuss today are the mistake of our mothers, our fathers, that they did that is affecting us. The mistake that your parent did, that your mother or your father did, that is affecting you, something that I might have done that will help your life. So in order to avoid this, or the thing affecting the coming generation, so it is better you share this, let it go viral and help others, because there might be someone out there, so that the same mistake will not be repeated. So, and it's the reason we are making this video early this morning. So if you are watching for the first time, my name is Ifakayode, a spiritual consultant and spiritualist. So on this channel we share different spiritual tips and different recipes to help people, different spiritual learning and teaching, and it is one of things we are going to share today. So this particular topic today has to do with a newborn child and destiny. A newborn child and destiny. What do I mean by this? You know, there's a lot of things that do affect humanity that is not until the thing has affected you for a long time, but start showing up when you grow up. What do I mean by this? Is this particular topic, we want to elucidate more about destiny, about how the problem comes into a human life, how the problem comes in. So and the reason why you need to watch this, share it and save others is this thing I'm going to discuss. The problem that normally affects humanity, most of it, let's say 90% of spiritual problems, family problems, normally come from childhood, from when you born a child, from the day you born a child. And that's the more reason why you should watch this, you should share it and save others, because the problem you are facing now might have happened, might have been put in your life since when you are a child, since when you are newborn, you just came into life. That is when the problem has been put into your life. So, and this one mystery about spiritual challenges and childhood is that the problem that will start manifesting in your life will not be instantly when you are born. Assuming there's a harm that is done to you spiritually, it will not start showing that from the age 1 to when you reach puberty age. Most problem that has affected you when you are young, when you are a newborn baby, will not show instantly. It is when you reach puberty age you will start realizing where something might have wrong somewhere. That is when, because as a newborn child, when you are as a teenager, there's a lot of things that might have not been showing up. But when you go up into starting your own business, starting your own family, that is when you will realize, oh, something has wrong somewhere. So, and there's a lot of mistake that comes from parents, because of maybe their spiritual nonchalant. They don't really care about the spiritual awareness. It is better to start doing something spiritually to save your child when the child is small, than when they start growing up, because the problems will not show at all when you are young. When you are at the age of 1 to maybe to 18, you will not be experiencing the problem. You will not even know that something has been done to you. Some got their problem from people that battered them when they were born. Some got their problem from people that came to greet the parent. Some got the problem because of the mother ignorance. Because of the mother ignorance, you will see a pregnant woman doing all sorts of things. They don't know they are not doing it for the sake of themselves. They are affecting the child. They are causing a lot of harm to that newborn baby, to that newborn baby. They don't know. Some will be showing up, you see a pregnant woman going there, snapping pictures, going a lot of places, and it is not good. There's a lot of problem that people inherit right from when they are in their mother's womb, and this thing, when you are born, it will not show up at all. You will not be experiencing hardship. If there's something that has been done to you, will not be showing up, not until you start growing up. And problem normally comes when the child reach puberty age. That is when, because there's some guidance spiritually. If you are spiritually deep, there's always a guidance on a newborn child, natural guidance. And the reason why you might not be, you will not know that maybe something has been done to you is that when you have not reached the puberty age, you might have not reached the puberty age, and things will be going smoothly. But when you reach the puberty age, problem will occur. And normally, before a child will discover that something has wrong somewhere, or before you discover that something has wrong somewhere, it is when you reach puberty age. It is when you start making your own money. It is when you start setting up your own family. It is when you begin to see that, okay, this is what I supposed to get at this age. This is what I supposed to be seeing. So there's a lot of things. And another thing I want to add to this before I go into the basic teaching of today is that I will hear some people saying it is not everybody that go, it's not until you go to a spiritual things before you can make it. Like they mean you don't have to do anything to a newborn child or something before the child will make it. Or the common one they normally say is that someone making it, they will say there are some people making it that they are not doing anything spiritual and they are still going well in life. They are still prospering. They are going up there. There's a lot of people that are not even into anything spiritual and they are making it. And this is what I want to explain here. You see, there's what I just said now fall into two categories. There are some that were lucky enough that maybe to the family they were born to, there are not much spiritual problem in that family. Maybe they were lucky, when because there's no way you will come to life. Even if your family is not having a spiritual problem, there's a problem, normally the general spiritual problem in the world, that in as much as you are seen as a star, as someone that will go up, as someone that will make it, you will surely face the problem. So that one is a general one, but that one is just a temporary problem. But the common one is that if you are born into a family whereby there are a lot of wicked people, or maybe people that see beyond, that see the star of that newborn baby, they see beyond, that they see what he or she will become when growing up. So normally the problem always come from maybe a family, maybe a hard family, or family with many spiritual problems, or generational causes. So if there's a generational causes, there's no way the newborn child will not take from it if care is not taken. If something we want to share like this is not done, there's a possibility of that child inheriting the generational cause as well. So, and that's the more reason why there's a lot of things you do to a newborn child before they start growing up. It is not until your child grew up you start going far away, start doing all these things. Let this thing be known, although it has late for some, and it is not too late, because doing consistent spiritual work, spiritual things will save you. But the better options is to do something for the child when they are very small. When they are very small, like when you just born a newborn child, and it is one of the reasons you should do this video, you should watch it and share for others, so that some people will not watch it late, or some people will say, why don't you tell me this on time? So share this to save others out there. So just like I was saying, there's a lot of people that they were lucky enough, you know, they will not do anything spiritual, they will not go to any extra length, things will just be easier for them, things will just be going smoothly. And that is why people will say maybe there are some people there not doing anything and they are making it. One thing is we come from a different family, different background, so we are meant to be facing different spiritual problems. So, and hardly, maybe let's say the only 10% will be lucky enough to maybe they are not inheriting a generational curses, or they are not born into a wicked family, or a competitive family, or a polygamous, all those things. So maybe there are few that are always on this category, that are lucky enough to be on that category. So another set of people that the common problem always come from, like there are some people that even if they are born into a problematic family, but because their parents have gone into an extra length doing something like this to save them, they will not be facing the problems. So, and one thing is one of the things we want to share today, because you may go up and you see that you don't do anything and things just moving for you. It might be because of what your parents have done when you were small, when you did not know anything. And it's one of the things we want to share today to save your child, so that when they grow up they will not be going to that extra length you went. They will not go to that the same problem you experienced. They won't have to do much like you do before they start making it. As one of the things, you have to do this. Now, some people that are making it, maybe they did not do anything. They will say some are born with a silver spoon, all sorts of things in their mouth, but it's not like that. There might have been some excellent something that your parents might have done that is saving you, so you just look as if life is just easier, things are just moving for you. Maybe the parents have watched this kind of videos, do sort of things like that to save the child, so when they grow up they won't have to go to that strength they don't have to go to that length you went. They won't have to face much problem you face. It will just be the general problem for the world, general spiritual problem. They won't have to face a generational cause, generational, or inherit any problem from you. So now we want to now I want to break down the point now. The first point is the first problem that normally face a newborn child is started from the womb. When the parent is ignorant, when they are nonchalant, when they are kind of people that don't count everything as spiritual, that overlooks everything. So normally the problem starts from the mother. Maybe the normal problem the child will face starts from when you are in the womb. Because if you're kind of people that maybe open up people, you will see some people going on media when they are pregnant. So although there's nothing bad in it, but you should have to know that there's a lot of people. So we just see ourselves as a human being. There's some people that will see beyond, even see the child's future before you can imagine it. They knew what the child is going to become. So you are going there, showing up, going on the social media, snapping, all sorts of things. I'm not against that. I'm not saying this against that, but I want you to know that life is not like that. There's some problem that the parent caused to the child's life that is not, maybe it's not your own, even it is not your fault, that it might be your parent who have caused it. So now the first point is the problem always starts from when you are in the womb, maybe due to the parent nonchalant attitude, or maybe to their ignorance, or some people maybe due to the religious mentality. So there's a lot of problem that always occur. The first one is that right from the womb, and that is why you should protect a pregnant woman. You should do everything to protect a pregnant woman. And there is one of the common things that they always say: pregnant woman should not go out in the 1 p.m. All sorts of things. It's not even good to be going everywhere when you are pregnant. It's not even good. Although there's nothing bad in it, but there's some things like out of 100 people, only few will lucky enough to go scot-free without being affected. So now the first problem is normally come from when you are in the womb. So, and that is where you should protect a pregnant woman. I'm going to share another video where on how you, when your woman is pregnant, what you can do so that bad eyes will not enter the child in the womb. So another problem that all the newborn child will face is when the newborn child is born. Like when you were born, there's a lot of things that normally happen at this stage. Normally you might face the problem of people bathing you when you were born. You might face the problem of people the food you hate. You might even face the problem from people that came to greet to say okay, happy, they come to celebrate the newborn child. So those are the common 3 problems that normally a newborn child might face. Now, to the first point, you have to protect a pregnant woman. And to the second point, when the new child is born, and this is where we are going today. This is the point we are making today. This is where we are going. This is what we came here to share today. Now, when your child is born, I'm going to share another video whereby how you can protect a pregnant woman. But for this one, when you born a new child, the placenta of the child has a lot to do with the spiritual wellness of that newborn kid. The placenta has a lot to do with what the child will be facing spiritually. Some people are very ignorant of this. They will just born a new child. It might even be their neighbor that will collect the placenta. Some are playing. Some have inherited a problem. Some have gotten their problem right from the day they were born, and it's from the ignorance of the parents. You will just be doing anyhow with the placenta of a child. Now let me tell you this. What a kid will be facing when growing up, one of it is what you do with the placenta. Some people don't know. They just see that thing as something you just throw away or just give to your friend to go and help you throw away or to go and help you bury it. It's not like that. There's some things that our phobia normally do to placentas to protect the child, to protect the destiny of that child when growing up. And placenta is one of the cogent things that enemy can use against your child, that enemy can use against the destiny. Now, and it's one of the things we are going to share today. It's one of the things you can do to protect the placenta, to protect the newborn child basically. So when you born a new child, don't just throw away the placenta or give it to anyone, because there's something you will do with the placenta that will help the child greatly, and I'm going to share it today. So when you collect the placenta, don't say my friend should go and help me collect it, or you just throw it away, or there's a lot of things that are attached to placenta. So now the thing now is that the one we want to share today, because there's a lot of things that is attached to being pregnant, having a new child. So, and one of it is this thing we are sharing today. So what you are going to do with the placenta, when you collect it, go and get a pot, a local pot. Go and get a local pot. Like when your wife just born a newborn baby, don't let anyone collect the placenta on your behalf. Make sure you are the one who collected the placenta, and you do all the necessary things we are going to discuss now. Now, you are going to collect the placenta. When you collect the placenta at the hospital, so you are going to get all these items ready. All these items I'm going to mention. The first one, you are going to get a local pot. But if you cannot get a local pot, you can still use maybe any pot, any clay pot. Any clay pot. It's better to use a clay pot. Yes, it's better to use a clay pot. So now, when you get the clay pot, you should do this when your wife is at labor room. You know, instantly you collect the placenta, you should go and do it instantly. So you will go and buy a local pot or a clay pot. You go and get banana, the local banana. You go and get it ready. You go and get a sugarcane ready. You go and get honey ready. Take note of this thing I'm mentioning. The first one, you go and get a clay pot. Second one, you are going to get a banana, a bunch of banana. At least you will need maybe 7 pieces or 9 pieces, depending on the gender of that newborn baby. If the newborn baby is a man, if it happens to be a boy, you are going to get a 9 pieces of banana. The one that is ripe, that is eatable banana, this local banana, not the one you use to fry at home. The local banana, the short one that we normally eat, the short one, not the one that you use to fry plantain. No, there's a local banana. This one we call ogediomin in our language. I don't know what you guys call it, but I will ask them to put the picture in the video so you can see the kind of banana we are talking about. So you are going to get the banana ready. You are going to get the local clay pot. You are going to get a sugarcane. You are going to get sugar, the cooked sugar. You are going to get a bottle of honey, a bottle of original honey. You are going to get a bottle of palm oil and a cup of salt. You are going to get all these things. So, and a bottle of water. Now, this is how you are going to do it. You will open the clay pot you buy. You will open it. Now, slice the sugar cane into 9 pieces. Slice it into 9 pieces. Slice it into 9 pieces and put it inside the pot. Put the sugar cane inside the pot. Now, if the child happens to be a boy, you slice the thing into 9. If it happens to be a girl, you slice it into 7. So now, when you do that, you will now put a pieces of that banana. If the child happens to be a boy, you will put 9 pieces on top of that sugarcane inside the pot. If the child happens to be a girl, you put 7 pieces. You put it on top of the sugarcane. Now, you will put salt. You will put salt on top of that banana you've put there. Now, you will now put the placenta on top of it. You will put the placenta of that newborn baby on top of it. When you put it there, you will now pour a bottle of original honey on it. You pour a bottle of original honey on it. You will pour a bottle of oil, of palm oil on it. Then you will now pour another salt on it. Then you will now add some water. Then, if you cannot use, it's better to use a water collected from coconut, inside coconut. And if you don't get that, you can use ordinary water. But it's better to find the water collected from inside the coconut. You can buy if the child happens to be a man, you can buy 7 coconuts. If it happens to be a girl, you can buy. If it happens to be a girl, you can buy 7 coconut. If it happens to be a boy, you can buy 9 coconut. Then you will collect the water inside the coconut, pour it on the content inside the pot. Then you will now cover it. You will cover the pot, you pray to it, you cover it. Ask for whatever you want the child to become, pray for it. Ask that the hand of enemy should not have any power over the child. That no enemy should have power over that the child should be prosperous in life. So you can do this as a father. If your wife has the strength enough, when the mother joins, but there won't be much strength enough. But if your wife has the strength, you can do it together so that she will see what you are doing. But if the wife is not having much, the father can do it. It must be you, the biological. Don't do it for someone. Maybe you can help someone get the ingredient, but you cannot do the prayer and all sorts of things on behalf of the child. It must be the biological father that do the thing, or the mother. Now, you will now cover the pot, then tie the pot in black and white thread. Tie the pot in black and white thread. Then another mystery is that you don't, where you bury your placenta. Even if you don't do this thing we share, where you bury your placenta is another thing. It's another thing that cause problem to a child. Some people will just go anywhere and bury the placenta into, or some people will throw it into a gutter, throw the placenta into a soak away. Some will throw it into a bush. You are causing more than a problem to the newborn child. Where you bury your placenta is another thing. Now, when you are done with all these things I mentioned earlier, when you wrap all these things with a black and white thread, you pray to it very well. Then you go and find a very cool place. It's better to bury it near the river or where it's very cool. You can even bury it at the bathroom, or where there's always the place not always dry and always cool. You can bury it under a big tree, the tree that is very high and have much shade enough. You can bury it there. You can even bury it at near a river, near a beach, a place that will be very cool to help the child a lot. You don't just bury the placenta anywhere. Just say maybe you've collected it and you go and put it anywhere and you say there's going to be a problem, or where you bury it will determine also. You can bury it where it's very cool. You can even bury it inside your home that is very cool, maybe under a shade or something. Bury it there, keep it under the low. Now, when you take the pot, you will dig a ground very deep. Now, you will now put the pot inside. You will put the pot inside. You will pray again for the child. You will pray again for the child, for the newborn child. That this, even if you have not named the child, you can still be praying that you are the biological father or the mother. Whatever you say will be granted. You will be praying for ask for whatever you want for the child. That the child should not go to the stress, or they should not inherit any spiritual problem from you, or they should be prosperous even without doing anything. You now bury it. You will cover it very well. You can even tile it. You can even keep it like that, and you will go home. When you do this, I'm very sure, it is very certain, I'm very sure of it, that the child, if their mates are facing 10 problem, you will only be facing the general, maybe a 2 problem or something, or may not be facing the problem at all. That's where you will see the kind of child you do this thing for, prosperous in life, going well in life, making it, without even do most of things you do as a parent. They will be making, things will be going very well because you have helped them at the first stage. The only problem they might be facing might be a general problem or self-inflicted problem. If you things are going well for you, there's a way you can even cause problem to yourself. There's a problem that maybe it's not even the parents that cause it, it's not even the family that cause it, that's a self-inflicted problem. Some got their problem from the art of promiscuity or whatever they call it. They are just not satisfied with whatever they have. Some got their problem from woman, from man, So those are the self-inflicted problem. But apart from this, any child that you do this thing for, I'm very sure such child will be prosperous. So these are just the first part I'm going to share today, and I'm going to share another video of how you can protect a pregnant woman, and another tip of something you will do. So these are the first stage of things you will do to your child to protect them. So there's another thing you can do to when the child is born, like maybe the child is maybe a week old, a month old, that you will be doing to the child constantly. Because when the child is born, it's open to every eyes, those that have spiritual eyes. You understand all this thing I'm saying? So when the child is born, it's open, it's very open, it's like something not covered. Everyone with spiritual eyes can see him, can see her, they will be able to imagine what the child will become. So it's better to do all these things before the child starts going up. So because it's like when the child is just open like that, and any problem caused to a child at the early stage will not be manifesting not until they start going up. Now do the thing, and I'm very sure the child is going to be prosperous. So we are going to share another video of how you can protect your pregnant woman. of how you can protect the already born child. You know, this thing as some people have gotten their child, maybe the child has been a month old or a week old. So there's another thing you can do to that child too. So we are sharing that one in the next video. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. This is exclusively for people that subscribe. If you subscribe and share this, and one thing people don't know is that nothing, it will cost you nothing if you save others. So coming here to share a kind of video like this is, we don't want the problem to happen. There's a lot of things that we learn late that we don't want our children to inherit that mistake. Something you learn late, let others learn it very early. Don't say just because you have born your child, or you are not having a child again, you will not share it. Share it. It might even save your coming generation. Some will learn from this. If you don't, if because you are not having a child again, or maybe you have born all the children you want, and you say you do, all this thing does not concern you, it doesn't matter. There will be your family members out there. Your children also will also have a child. So share it. It will not cost you anything. Share it and subscribe. So stay blessed, and Olodumare will bless you all. I still remain your loyal spiritualist, Fajimi Fakayode. Please don't forget to subscribe, just like I said.